Get clean again with Fresh Start. Call 850-771-6917, 771-6917, and ask about the complimentary hood cleaning services.
Los Rancheros has been doing it right for 20 years. Los Rancheros brings a top-shelf dining experience to you with the opening of their beautiful new building. Watch all college and pro games on Los Rancheros' 14 large-screen TVs with great drink specials daily from 2 to 5 and during all the games. Los Rancheros, the place for live sports and great food on 23rd Street between Jenks and Harrison.
Are you looking for a place to take a leak? Do you have a truck, tractor, or other hydraulic equipment leaking or not performing as it should? At Reliable Hydraulic Solutions, we can get you back to work. Do you have a busted or leaking hose, hydraulic cylinder or pump needing repair? If competitive pricing and a quick turnaround are what matter to your business, come see us at Reliable Hydraulic Solutions. Or you can give us a call at 850-326-3000. Reliable Hydraulic Solutions, 6840 Highway 77 in Southport. The best place in town to take a leak.
WGSX Lynn Haven, WVLQ Port St. Joe. Powered by Panama City Toyota.
And that's out of the ballpark.
ESPN, Northwest Florida.
Broadcasting from the CBC Construction Studios.
Let's go.
The Afternoon Underdogs are on the air.
How are you not freaking out right now?
Good to the last drop flavor.
The Underdogs are here. 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
And welcome. You're listening to the Afternoon Underdogs with Paul Wilson here on 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida. We're so glad that you've decided to join with us today at 4 o'clock here on this Wednesday afternoon. Starting to be a little sunny, starting to be hot. No more rain for right now as we sit here. There could be some tonight, but if you could, call us, text us on the Red 7T's phone line, 850-215-6290. We are your spot for the Atlanta Braves on the Gulf Coast. Don't forget to watch the Braves as they travel to the Brewers, or actually they're at home against the Brewers. First pitch is at 6, coverage starts at 6 p.m. First pitch is at 6:15. We will be talking about the Braves a little bit later today. As always, on Wednesday, I got my friend LSU Jeff in the house. Jeff, how you doing?
I'm doing great.
Good. You're looking mighty chippy today. You're looking no LSU shirt on today or nothing like that, so I appreciate that.
Well, Wednesday and Thursday, I'm off of work, so
okay.
I'm coming in here a little more fresh.
Okay.
And not like just, from private airplanes flying and landing and everything. So,
well, good. Well, I'm glad that you, looking all good.
And somebody asked me, they said, you're here on vacation? And I would go, permanent vacation.
Permanent vacation.
There you go.
Oh,
you
yes.
I move here to be chill and not be stressed out,
Yeah. Well, we're going to probably cause you some stress this year in football season. So,
okay.
I mean, I'd say with the way LSU's going to look.
It's going to be such an easy laid-back year because we don't have to play Tennessee.
There you go. So, speaking of Tennessee, our new guest that's going to be a permanent fixture on the Afternoon Underdogs every Wednesday. You can see him here. We haven't given him his radio name yet, but we're calling him today. Tennessee Brandon in the house. How you doing, Brandon?
Man, I'm doing good. Glad to be here, man.
Good to see you in the house. Brandon, big Tennessee fan, are you?
All my life.
Oh, man. Here we go. We're going to have some fun. Now, before we came on, when Brandon was sitting here, he's got his Tennessee shirt on, obviously, and it looks really nice. And Jeff made the remark, which I was a little offended by it, but we'll just go ahead and go there. He said, Brandon's shirt looks like it might have came from 38. Yours looks like it might have came from Walmart.
No, I didn't say Walmart.
But there's nothing wrong with that. But, either way, you're looking sharp in the orange. I mean, we'll get into schematics later about the color orange, probably, I'm sure, all through the college football season. But, man, it's good to have you. So how long have you been a fan for the Tennessee Volunteers, as far as you can remember?
As far as I can remember, man, my parents, they're just common fans, but I think the whole culture of football in the South, it just kind of grew on me.
Yeah.
Being in sports, baseball, football, basketball, man, I just kind of gravitated a little more towards football.
Yeah.
And Tennessee was my team of my state, and that's where I gravitated, where I've always leaned to, and where my passion's been.
Yeah. So did you ever live in Tennessee?
Oh yeah. Lived in Tennessee for like 24 years. Around the Chattanooga area is where you'll find me, a little town called Cleveland, Tennessee. About 30 miles northeast of Chattanooga. I always say Cleveland, people automatically think Ohio, so I just tell them Chattanooga. So
Cleveland, they have that university there, don't they? Lee University?
It's the second largest private school in Tennessee, next to Vanderbilt.
Okay, yeah. And so growing up as a Tennessee fan, there were some really good years. So can we say that is the Manning family, is Peyton Manning probably one of your favorite players?
My favorite, yeah. Even though, T. Martin brought us a national championship the year after he left.
From Mobile, Alabama, would you understand that?
we'll leave that over there. But nonetheless, Peyton's my favorite all-time fan. And, as far as I can remember watching football, Tennessee's not been great.
Yeah.
I'll be honest with you. So we've gone through some rough years. My whole life, about 20 years of watching has been some heartbreak. Last couple of years, Heupel has seemed to be turning around the program, a couple 10-win seasons. We beat Alabama 2 out of the last 3 years after losing for 15 straight. So
it was a 17.
Man,
I'm sorry. I believe it was 17.
Yeah.
But who's counting?
Yeah, who's counting?
We lost count.
What have you done for me lately? Killing me over here with this 2 for 3 stuff. Thanks, Jeff, for bailing me out. I appreciate that.
17.
So you go through the Philip Fulmer years, which he put on a good program. He had a good deal going on over there. Plethora of running backs come through.
Good running backs.
Buttload of defensive players. Yep. Just always had a good product. Always knew whenever you played Tennessee, you were going to play somebody that was tough on defense, always physical, and definitely ran the football. And then bringing in Peyton, and that kind of, when Peyton came in, obviously it was a long time ago, but it kind of opened up the recruitment, seeming like, to me, like they were able to kind of get outside of their normal recruits, because Peyton was like a generational talent to come through and to be that quarterback and throwing the ball to Peerless Price, and then him leaving, and then T. Martin just basically taking that team over,
picking up where he left off.
So
Peyton Tennessee's always been a staple football program in my opinion. However, I just felt like he kind of put it back on the map, kind of how, USC used to be a top football program, and they've kind of been off the map ever so slightly. Lincoln Riley's trying to get them back up. I feel like that's where Tennessee is kind of as of right now. We're trying to make our way back up there. Peyton kind of put us on that map a little bit more again. T. Martin carried it on, and then, like I said, I've had a handful of years of struggle.
Does Tennessee have a Heisman?
No.
I don't think they do.
No.
I don't think so.
I don't think so. No.
Peyton finished second?
Yeah, I think that's about it. Yeah. So that's my biggest fear, talking about Philip Fulmer. That's my biggest fear. Somebody that was great in the program, awesome, won a lot of games. You knew what you were going to get. There was that consistency, always to win football games. And then after that,
we could just not talk about it.
Derek Dooley,
Butch Jones, Lane
Kiffin.
Yeah, probably the most hated coach in Tennessee football history.
Yes, they threw a ping pong ball at him, or
mustard, ketchup. Anything they could get their hands on from concessions.
Didn't they throw a golf ball and it landed in his pocket or something?
There was a lot of things.
Sounds like
there was a lot of things.
I don't think it happened.
Yeah, it happened.
When he went to Ole Miss, because my daughter goes to Ole Miss. It was mustard, ketchup, and all kind of stuff.
Look it up. I was watching the game. He threw a golf ball and it landed in his pocket or something, or he caught it with his hand. Yeah. At that game at Tennessee, where they had to stop the game and all that.
Yeah, but there's occasionally some rowdy things that happen in Neyland Stadium.
Yeah, could you? Okay, so I guess it was yesterday we were talking about toxic fan bases. If you could name one fan base in the SEC right now, who would you say is the most toxic fan base? Because me and Jeff, we've been having some disagreements on that.
I would say it's split between either the Georgia fan base or the Alabama fan base.
See, I don't agree with that.
You got grown men barking in people's faces. That's a little out there.
Yeah.
And then you've got the spoiled fan base who thinks winning is just comes with everything after the last 15, 20 years. So, they don't, some of these kids don't know what a losing season is. They don't know what the grind is.
Agreed.
It's expected, and I understand.
Yeah,
it's agreed. Programs it is expected, but they've never even seen the flip side of it. So
yeah, I agree with you. I understand. I don't know. Dealing with the LSU fans for so long and having such a bad. Yeah, I've never personally been in a game where they did anything to me.
Yeah.
But I've heard the stories. I've had friends, and just knowing those night games in Baton Rouge, they're so rough, they're so tough, and to come out of there with a win like we have before, and just the toxic, just so toxic environment of LSU fans, and Jeff's probably the nicest LSU fan I've ever met. So, during this time, he'll look at me and give me the blank stare, like, what do you mean? I'm so nice. I'm a nice guy. I don't do it. But I'm telling you, there's some nasty, crazy. They may not bark because tigers don't bark, but if they could bark, they'd bark.
Yeah, pretty much right. Because the thing is, they know how to cheer. They know how to yell. Look, there's been so many times where by the end of the third quarter, I'm hoarse because I can't yell anymore because I've been yelling my head off the whole game. And we create noise. We're like noisemakers is what we are.
Yeah.
And then I think there's two things that are toxic about LSU. And one of them, we almost think it's like a game. I guess we don't think it's that bad. And Coach Hale will say this, and also Brian Haddad.
Yeah.
He'll say it. You'll come across and it'll be a group of people and they'll yell and they'll point. Tiger bait, tiger bait, tiger bait. And we're just having fun,
Yeah.
But some people really they're scared and take it personal and everything,
Yeah.
And then the other thing is a new thing, which I do not approve of. And it's this whole neck song that they're playing.
Yeah.
And they throw a curse word in there, of course.
Yeah.
And I do not approve of the neck song. And it's only a recent thing. It's not like a tradition or anything like that.
Because wasn't it about the guy that was at the Mardi Gras or something too? Wasn't he a part of that?
No, Pat McAfee did it twice on ESPN.
Okay.
And he was talking to
that's what
Brian
it was.
Kelly.
Brian Kelly.
He said, hey, I don't understand what they're saying.
Yeah.
He says,
you can't
whoever
say
starts ooh, ah, or whatever, and then they say, all their stuff. But he did it twice on ESPN, and ESPN told him, do not do it, and he went ahead and did it anyway.
Yeah, well, we're not McAfee, so we're not doing it here.
Yeah.
So
you're saying our own rules.
Yeah,
so you're saying Georgia and Alabama. Okay.
And who do you say again?
100%. Number one
yes,
is Texas Longhorns.
Okay. And 100%. They're new, even though they're new.
And you know what? It's not just Texas A&M that gets it. They go running their mouth. They won one Big 12 title in 12 years.
Yeah, it hasn't been great.
And they come
for
and
Texas.
say, we're going to run the SEC. Oh, come on, guys. Just shut up.
Yeah.
And the thing is, I said about yesterday about Tennessee fans was they're great in person. They're the nicest people as can be. In person, they're so nice to you. And then you go on Twitter or Facebook, and they are nasty, boy, nasty.
Keyboard warriors.
It is like they feel like they're behind a wall. Nobody sees me, so now I can just do whatever or say whatever I want. And that's the problem I have with Tennessee fan base. But to be honest with you, my youngest, who goes now to Ole Miss, we went to Knoxville, what was it, 2021, and did a campus tour. And they had the ambassadors, so nice. They're great. I almost felt love, there.
Yeah.
And they always say that they wear orange on Fridays.
Okay.
On campus. That's what they say. They wear orange on Fridays.
Yeah.
And it's a volunteer mentality. They want people to volunteer and do things. So I don't have a whole hatred of Tennessee.
Yeah.
If I were to say, it's hard to even say. Nobody's close to the Longhorns.
Yeah.
In my book. No,
yeah,
number
so
one,
just a
there's a big gap, and then I don't even know if I would say Alabama.
Nah, I don't think you should.
In the SEC only.
Yeah.
Out of conference, there's a bunch of them that are way above Alabama. Alabama's not top five. Easily not top five.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Georgia, the dog barking.
It's the dog barking.
The barking doesn't get you.
Is it, I haven't gotten a lot because we don't play Georgia but once every 7 years.
Right. So that's probably the real reason.
And Alabama's played them, 3 times in the conference championship. Mm-hmm. LSU's played them once. And
which we've got them on the regular season, and so does Tennessee.
Y'all have them one every 7 years.
Yeah,
and
we
then,
had him
and then
last year
and this year.
And then this year, we signed the contract with him to flop. Yeah.
And then we'll get Georgia the next 2 years, and y'all won't.
Yeah,
So,
they'll
yeah,
come
we
out.
just don't have. We had history back in the 60s, 70s, and 80s. We used to play Georgia every year.
Yeah.
But they weren't barking back then. You know? And then we had season tickets, so I've been to, I can't tell you how many games in Baton Rouge, probably 40. Maybe more.
One of our listeners, real quick on Facebook said that the LSU women's basketball coach is super toxic.
Yeah.
Do you know her?
But
What's her name?
Let's be honest. Mulkey.
Kim Mulkey. Yeah, she's the blonde-haired lady.
Okay, but let's be honest.
She gets fired up. She wears all these
Angel
crazy
Reese
clothes.
is worse than her.
She's got awesome outfits. She dresses.
Yeah, she dresses up.
She's gaudy. She's gaudy. And she's not even Italian.
But she's.
Oh, no, I didn't say that.
Oh, what?
Well, no.
She
The thing is,
all the time.
You don't understand. New Orleans has a Italian population, a good size amount of Italian population, and they love wearing gold. Mm-hmm. And it's purple and gold.
Yeah,
and they like to wear bling. They like to wear that type stuff, and it's really flashy. And Kim Mulkey's like that, but she's from northern Louisiana. She's not from New Orleans. She's not Italian. But anyway, Angel Reese.
He's not. That's his LSU nemesis. He doesn't like her at all. And we're not going to spend a lot of time on him because nobody really does.
Nobody cares.
Oh man. But anyway, so getting back to your love for Tennessee, and me going into it, talking about how that when y'all lost Philip Fulmer, y'all went through those years. Well, we had Gene Stallings in '92, and a little bit down the road. Then we went through the plethora of Mikes: Mike Price, Mike Shula, Mike Dubose, all not good for us. A lot of problems, a lot of scandals. And then we got Coach Saban, and then, the rest is history on that. But
what
now,
about, you said Shula?
Yeah, I said Shula. Okay. Shula, Dubose, and Price.
Shula, before his second to last year, he won 10 games. It was just that 6-6 on the last year that killed him.
Yeah, but he had been having, he wasn't, to that standard, and it wasn't looking good. The future wasn't bright. Yeah. So, and he became a pretty good coordinator in the pros. I mean, he was with Carolina. He was with a couple other teams. I think he's still in the in NFL. Yeah, he's a coordinator somewhere, or a quarterback's coach right now. Yeah. Because that's what he played. He played quarterback at Alabama. He was a left-handed quarterback in like '86 or something around there, and around that time. So. But anyway, so, for us, that's the biggest fear for me as far as being a big Alabama fan, is that Philip Fulmer thing don't happen, or the Gene Stallings thing doesn't repeat itself.
Oh, with Saban?
With Saban leaving and then Kalen DeBauer coming in, I'm like, okay, his first year wasn't great, but
it's hard to hit on a good head coach.
It is.
I mean, everything's got to match up. I mean, your players have to like him. I mean, your other coaches, the people he brings in have to be a fit. They got to fit the culture. I mean, the kids have to buy in.
And then now with the NIL and how you got to pay, it's a different now.
I mean, that's why Saban got out. I mean, he wasn't even giving evaluations and, letting kids know how they were doing. The first question was, how much money am I making next year?
Yeah.
Because if I'm not getting this, I got this other school in my back pocket.
So Saban was there, 17, maybe 18 years?
I think so, yeah.
And I think it's another level, though, to what you were saying about Saban. Who you compare? Oh, Phil Fulmer, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Let's talk about Osborne, Paterno, and Bowden.
Yeah.
Those guys are there for 30 and 40 and 50 years.
Yeah.
I mean, that's a whole nother level of stability.
And you've seen exactly what happens.
Oh, yeah.
It's
Nebraska,
every single team.
State.
They always fall off.
Now Florida State is kind of, Jimbo did pretty good, but then after that, nothing.
Right. But not the longevity of what they replace, though, is where I'm like, you know what I mean? Consistency of always winning and being on the top, always every year. Because, fortunately for us, when you started every season, no matter if you had, a fresh quarterback, freshman coming in, or if you had a unproven quarterback, I feel a whole lot scarier with Ty Simpson than if Nick Saban had Ty Simpson. That scares me more than, with Saban, it doesn't scare me. I trust him. I guess that's the word that I'd like to use, is just that trust.
Yeah, you trusted the greatest college football coach of all time.
Yeah.
I mean, no doubt.
Yeah.
I mean, it is what it is, and that was a guy that you could trust and a guy who knew what he was doing.
Yeah, and that's where, for me as an Alabama fan, I'm like, gosh, I hope we hit good, probably what Tennessee's done, probably what Georgia's done, obviously.
And Georgia hit that
Not
right
so
after
much.
Mark Richt, too.
Oh, yeah.
Like,
that
to
was
go bam, bam.
Yeah,
I mean, Mark Richt was a 10-win coach.
He went 10 years, but he always just dropped some game against somebody that he wasn't supposed to.
Shouldn't have lost.
He always did that. It was just the Mark Richt effect. He'd look like, those first 3 games when they'd play, oh, man. Georgia's probably going to win the national title, and then they'd drop a game to Kentucky or, to somebody like that. They didn't lose Vanderbilt, but just somebody bad. And it's just like, oh, my gosh, like what happened? And then they go into disarray. They keep winning a little bit. But you're right, there'll be a 10-win season, and then it's just like, man, but they struck gold with Kirby Smart. I mean, sorry about this, but Brian Kelly, to me, I don't think he's the guy. I don't think
Brian
he's
Kelly
be.
left Notre Dame for better recruits down at LSU, and then NIL happened, and now Notre Dame they got NIL money.
Yeah.
So,
that's the problem.
He left
for him
for one reason, and then that reason was totally negated after NIL come about. I don't think Brian Kelly should have left.
Yeah.
I agreed with why he left, but then it quickly changed.
Yeah, and there's nothing you could do about that either.
These 3 schools, I'll say LSU, Alabama, and Tennessee, are different for a few different reasons, though.
Mm-hmm.
Tennessee owns the state of Tennessee. Even though they're far out on the right side in Knoxville, they own the Nashville area. It's not owned by Vanderbilt.
No.
They own Chattanooga. Even people in Memphis. Don't get me wrong. There's a lot of Memphis people go to Ole Miss. They kind of have a little sliver in there. But Tennessee owns that state. Alabama's got to share it with Auburn. And I know Auburn is sometimes...
They get great recruits, though.
They do, but they're still a little bit of a redheaded stepchild.
They are.
And LSU has nobody to compete with in our state. We own our state. They own their state. But as far as rabid fans go...
And Georgia owns their state.
I think actually Alabama and Louisiana have crazed college football fans.
Yeah.
And Tennessee is a little bit milder. And no, don't get me wrong. What's the stadium hold? 108, 111?
Yeah,
it's
maximum capacity.
Yeah,
and it's loud.
And
it's
what's
real
the Navy?
loud.
What's the Navy coming off of the river?
Vol Navy?
Vol Navy. They got that tradition going on. That's a pretty cool
That's awesome.
tradition.
When you can get to the football game by a boat on the river, you hop off your boat, you walk less than 1/10 of a mile, and you're at the stadium.
You could throw something off the top of the stadium and hit the river.
100%.
Yeah, it's right there.
That's crazy.
Right there on the
I've
river.
never been.
Oh, yeah,
I've driven
you should go.
past it, I think.
Yeah.
But I've never been.
One of the reasons
there.
why I think it's so loud, too, is that those decibels are bouncing off the river and things of that nature. You got campus, mountains, river.
Yep. And downtown is downtown's like a mile, maybe 1.2 miles away. It's right there, downtown.
Yeah.
So these are 3 different universities.
Yeah.
With different situations. Now, as far as population goes, Tennessee, the state of Tennessee, has way more people than Alabama or Louisiana.
Yeah, they're heavily populated.
They're heavily populated.
Well, the thing is that with the NIL, though, having your state boundaries, it used to matter. Just like, I'll give you a great example before we take our first break, is that the kid out of Mobile, Alabama, dreamed of playing for Alabama, but Oregon threw him the Nike money, and he flipped and went to Oregon.
Yeah.
He had been committed to Alabama for all these years. He had wanted to be an Alabama football player, but he flipped because of Nike money to Oregon. Going to go all the way to Oregon from Mobile, Alabama.
He'll be back.
It's
kids like that usually don't make it.
Yeah.
Well, the funny part about it,
they get homesick.
Homesick, and they'll come back unless he's just this ginormous star and has such a great year.
And he builds his own thing up there. Yeah,
some kind of brand.
He builds a brand and doesn't miss home as much. Yeah, if he pans out. But first time he's benched, first time he's thinking about home, and things start to go sideways, it ain't going to work out.
So the hunger that people had in the past was, not only just playing for your college, but they could become a star in the NFL, and they can make lots of money. And then now, it's just money. It's just money driving it all.
Yeah, and you can make the money now in college.
Oh yeah, not want to go
and not have to go. Because look at Arch Manning compared to Quinn Ewers right now. He's making more than Quinn Ewers is, and he's in the NFL. And that's just a part of it. That's how it works.
That's wild. $6 million a year to play college
Now, how do you
football.
feel about Texas saying they're the real UT?
Yeah, that's not. Yeah, they're delusional, and that back up your argument a little bit.
Yeah, another toxic thing
being
that they
toxic.
do.
I mean.
I'm sure there's some Texas fans here in Northwest Florida, so I'm sure they can call in on the Rev C's.
Tell give the number. Come on,
850-215-6290. Brandon, before we go to the break, You are a business owner here in Panama City.
Yes, sir.
And tell us a little bit about your business real quick before we go.
Me and my dad, his name is Randy Strickland. We own Recommended Collision Center. It's in Panama City, Florida, right off of Jinx Avenue, 1329 Jinx Avenue. We're a full collision shop. So whether you are just looking to get your car painted because this Florida sun has eaten it alive and it is faded, whether you get in a car accident, I mean, you have, insurance, or whether you're trying to pay out of your own pocket, you just come by and see us. We'll help and guide you throughout the way. We do it all, and if I can't do it, I know somebody who can, so I can get you in the right direction.
All right. Yeah, that sounds good.
And knowing Jinx, is that near 15th?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's right off 15th. You're going to take a right on the Jinx Avenue, like you're headed toward downtown, cross over the railroad tracks, and we're right on the right, red, black, and gray building right on the Jinx Avenue.
That's awesome. Well, we're going to go ahead and take a break, and when we come back, we're going to be discussing a lot of stuff that's going on in the Major League Baseball realm and the NFL. We've got breaking news. We'll be back. 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
The Red 70s studio line is now open. 850-215-6290. It's here. The 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida app version 2.0. Now featuring ultra high fidelity. You'll feel like you're in the game. More opportunities to win weekly prizes from local businesses when you click it to win it. Download the 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida app today at Google Play or the Apple Store.
Good afternoon. This is Joanna on ESPN Northwest Florida with your forecast on this Wednesday. A mixture of some clouds and likely thunderstorms the rest of the day with a light breeze out of the west-southwest around 7 miles per hour, and look for it to be 88. Tonight, there will be possible thunderstorms and partly cloudy skies with a temperature reaching 77. Partly sunny in the morning, followed by likely thunderstorms tomorrow with a high of 85. This weather is brought to you by Earthworks of Northwest Florida. Thank you for tuning into ESPN Northwest Florida. Rely on it.
Saturday, August 16th, come to the Sneak Peek Land Sale at the Ranches at Creekside Preserve and get your gorgeous 20 to 50 plus acre estate in desirable Baldwin County on sale from only $139.9. That's right, get 20 to 50 plus acres in Baldwin County from just $139.9 with excellent financing available. Ranches at Creekside Preserve features private large acreage tracts with beautiful woodlands, rolling meadows, and a peaceful creek, all surrounded by pristine natural beauty and abundant wildlife. It's your opportunity to live in Baldwin County, Alabama, one of the fastest growing coastal counties in the U.S. due to low taxes and a low cost of living. Don't miss out. Come to the Sneak Peek Land Sale at the Ranches at Creekside Preserve and get your gorgeous 20 to 50 plus acre estate in desirable Baldwin County on sale from only $139.9. Call 877-888-1415 or visit creeksidepreserveal.com. creeksidepreserveal.com. With some incredible starting pitching and a roster loaded with stars, don't ever count the Atlanta Braves out.
And he hits one to deep right field, streaking back towards the wall, and balls in the chop house. A two-run homer by Baldwin.
Tonight, it's a big National League battle for Matt Olson and the Braves as they square up against the Milwaukee Brewers at Truist Park.
Braves coverage begins at 6 o'clock for the pregame. 6:15 first pitch. You're home for the Braves on the Gulf Coast, ESPN Northwest Florida.
If you build it, they will come. We're live from the CBC Construction Studios. From Tyndall Air Force Base to the Hathaway Bridge, we're live and local. It's the Afternoon Underdogs. 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
And welcome back. You're listening to the Afternoon Underdogs with Paul Wilson here at 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida. We're having a great time here in the CBC Construction Studios. We're so excited to have Jeff and Brandon with us today. We're going to be fixtures on Wednesday. It's going to be awesome. We're going to talk a lot of stuff. But today we're going to talk about what everybody's been talking about for the last night or two, which is that Aaron Judge is coming back. Look, Jeff, I know you don't like the Yankees, but we're going to talk about the Yankees because that's what the people want to hear.
But we're the home of the Braves.
They want to hear. We're the home of the Braves, but the Braves are losing right now, and we've got to talk about the Yankees because everybody wants to know whether or not Aaron Judge is back to his real form.
Is this the Patrick Mahomes of baseball?
I don't know. Well, I mean...
Or the Taylor Swift.
Wait a minute. They won... Hold on now. Patrick Mahomes won championships.
Yeah,
I don't know
did.
how many Aaron Judges won. How about none?
Yeah.
Oh, my God. Maybe he's the Josh Allen?
Josh Allen, though.
He's the Josh Allen of baseball.
Okay. I mean, there are worse things to be.
Why? You liking on little Josh Allen here? I don't know.
So anyway, last night, Aaron Judge gets back into the lineup. He's the DH, and he goes 0 for 3 and strikes out twice. One thing about it was it was the pitching. I mean, it was the pitching last night. I mean, the Rangers pitcher, I think his name's Eovaldi. Yeah, Nathan Eovaldi. He went 8 innings, gave up 1 hit, guys, on the Yankees. 6 strikeouts, total dominance. You know what's significant about this? Is that's who's vying for the wild card position is the Rangers, and they're vying for it against the Yankees.
Yeah, what were we saying, 2.5 yesterday?
Yeah, 2.5. Now 1.5.
Now 1.5, and then today's game's in the bottom of the 9th, so we'll see if the Rangers can pull it out.
And the Yankees are up.
He likes the Yankees.
Are the Yankees up, or are they down right now?
Well, they're up 3-2. So,
Yankees are up in the bottom of the 9th?
Yeah, we're going to the bottom of the 9th, 0 outs, and then Rangers have 3 outs to try and either score,
tie it up,
score and tie it, or score more and win it.
Yeah.
So I'm saying go Rangers now.
I mean, but when you look at what he did, I mean, he's been great. I mean, we can't just say that he's not been great, but
who Judge?
Yeah, Judge. He's been great.
339. That's what he's hitting his batting average.
MVP level. I mean, he's definitely in contention.
Yeah,
in talks with that.
Yeah.
I mean,
him and the Big Dumper, right? Yeah, right. He's got to be. You love that name?
What kind of name is that?
Yeah. Hey, but the thing is that with them, we've been talking about how that. With Aaron Judge going to the DH, what they were going to do. And Giancarlo said that he was going to go and play right field. He'd be available. He'd be ready to go. And see, Giancarlo is one of those guys that always gets hurt every year.
Yeah, they're going to put him in the field so he can get hurt right before they need him.
Yeah, because he's been actually swinging the bat hard. I mean, he's been swinging the bat pretty good. So last night, guess what? Nope. Cody Bellinger plays right field. Giancarlo sits the bench, so they put him on the bench. He's been one of their bright spots since Judge has been out. Obviously, some of the things that they haven't had a winning record since Judge has been out, but still, Giancarlo has been one of those guys that's kind of, I wouldn't say carry him because Bellinger has really been good for them this year, but he's been one of those guys that's been pretty consistent ever since he come back from his injury, and then now you're just going to sit him on the bench.
They got to play whose bat's hot. Straight up. I mean, they're struggling scoring runs in clutch time. So, I mean, whoever's swinging the hot bat needs to be in there, whether it's, Stanton or whether it's Bellinger.
Yeah.
I don't think either one of them are struggling to defensive position, so it's not going to matter who's really playing in the field. I know Bellinger can cover probably more ground out there than Stanton being 6'6" or 6'7". But nonetheless, I mean, whoever's swinging it needs to be in the batter's box.
Yeah, that's what you would think, and it's just like, why would you sit one of your guys that's been hot? I mean, I get, obviously I'm not a major league manager, but still, you could put Bellinger at first, you could move Ben Rice to catcher. I mean, you could move. I wouldn't do Giancarlo in right field like for a permanent, and maybe that's what. You know what? One of you guys, if you could look it up real quick, see if Giancarlo is playing right field today, or if he was even in the game. Because
I have it right here.
Because I'm not sure if they've even played him, but he had.
Looks like Bellinger was in right today.
Bellinger was in right,
yeah.
And so Giancarlo last night pinch hit. He went 0 for 1. So is he even taking a swing today? No, so he hadn't even been in the lineup today at all. Yeah. So
then you're going to ask for his bat to be hot when you do need him, and then you haven't played him the last couple of weeks.
Right, you give him 2 days off. Yeah, you give him 2 straight days off, and then you wonder why you ain't scoring runs. I mean, but the guy's been hot lately.
So Brandon, what's your baseball team?
I like Braves. I'm a Braves fan. I'm from Chattanooga. I mean,
we got the Braves on the lineup coming next.
But we're
doing it.
Let me tell you what we're talking about. Talk about a third-place Yankees team out of New York, at the center of the media capital.
Unfortunately,
of the world.
the Braves aren't really in contention either right now.
We have a third-place Yankees team. He might as well, Judge might as well be the LeBron of baseball because, I'm not
sounds
saying,
about right. I mean,
yeah, he's not the most liked.
LeBron gets talked about all the time.
All the time. All the attention.
But, it's what the viewers want to hear. So we'll talk about a little bit of Aaron Judge if they want to hear something.
Now let's have a Yankees person call in.
Yeah, they will.
Toxicity.
Yeah. Do you think the Yankees fan base is toxic?
Oh, my God, yes.
Probably the worst top 2, top 3. I mean, easy.
It's
not number one.
I would say Red Sox probably number 2, which is crazy because they're
out of all the sports, though. I'm not just talking football. I mean, Yankee fans are probably pretty tough. They're probably ranked in the top 5 of all sports.
All sports? Yeah, I would say.
Yeah, I mean,
you would top what?
Top 5 in all sports.
Easy. Top 3 maybe. No, really. Seriously.
Yeah, no, I know.
I mean, and the sad part is the ones that are getting drowned out are the ones that aren't winning, like the Bears. They got some toxic fans, but they haven't won since '86.
That's
85
losing keeps you quiet.
Losing does help.
Losing keeps them quiet.
It's amazing how
I
losing
hope the Bears keep on losing.
It's amazing how losing does shut your mouth up. Though.
Oh yeah,
I mean it does kind of humble you.
The sad
it's a
part
humbling
is,
product.
But it's aggravating when they keep running their mouth like the Hurricanes were for years. It's like, dude, you're in the past. You're living in the past,
right?
And the Penn State people do that too, and they get like Altair. What's the quarterback? Drew
Aller.
There's no T in it?
No T.
Aller, okay. Yeah, they're like, oh, we got this guy. And then it's like, okay, he had another lackluster season or 2 in a row.
Yeah.
It's like you keep on talking about this guy. And I'm like, just shut up, Penn State.
Yeah. I mean.
You haven't played in title games since, what, 87?
Yeah. So, I mean, they're one of those teams, too. When you look at what the Yankees is doing, though, if they don't make the playoffs, Aaron Boone's gone. He has to be because
money.
I mean, it's just not working out. I mean, I think I don't think they'll blow up the team. I just think that they'll get rid of him and find somebody else and try to see what they can do. Because I mean, you're talking the reason why you were talking about them. They're one of those teams. They're one of those franchises that have all of the fans that are spread out everywhere. You just like we talked about, Notre Dame fans, and Steeler fans, Cowboy fans, Yankee fans are going to be everywhere.
And it's the number 1 sold hat outside of the United States.
Yeah,
it's the Yankees.
The Yankees.
I mean, they beat out the Blue Jays even, and they aren't even in our country.
And the thing is that they've never changed the hat. I mean, the NY looks the same from back then till now. I mean, they might have curved it a little bit. It was a
designer that designed that.
Yeah.
You know that?
Well, I mean,
it was a fashion designer.
Oh, really?
Who came up with it? Yeah.
I mean, Yankees are heavy on tradition. I mean, the facial hair thing that they just got rid of, this season?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, people are barking at it a little bit. They're pretty mad about it online. Mm-hmm. They're not loving it because, especially when you're not doing good. And that's what happens. That's where you want to find out what kind of fan base you have is when you do start losing, what's their response? Who do they blame? What do they say? And they start blaming people for having a beard. So you got a beard, and that's why we're losing. We need to go back to the shave policy because they just did it this year. That's the first time they've had people with beards. And because if you remember some of the guys from old that would come over that had beards, like your Johnny Damons and those guys that played for the Red Sox, which is crazy, they would come over and they would make them shave their beards, and be like, no, we don't do that here. We have a standard of no shave policy.
So in the 90s, okay, my brother lived in Houston, and he had season tickets in the 80s, late 80s, and all through the 90s and all that for the Astros.
The Astros, yeah.
And the huge thing in the 90s was the goatee.
Yeah.
So it was Bagwell, Biggio, and everybody. It was like you looked at the whole team, you're like, wow, look at all these goatees.
Yeah, that was the thing. Yeah, I mean, McGuire had a goatee back then. All of those guys did.
Yeah, but I think the Astros were like one of the first teams to really, like, the whole team had it.
Yeah.
It was crazy.
They all were probably doing steroids, too.
No, they're stealing signs, right? No, not back then.
Not back then they wasn't.
Yeah.
But, so I don't think you were here. Were you here on the day that we talked about
Monday?
the Hall of Fame and about how they had Jeff Bagwell and Craig Biggio on stage behind the new inductees to the Hall of Fame?
No,
and
I didn't see that.
Yeah, they were both there, and they, they introduced them, and it ticked me off because those guys... They never were on the Balco list, but there were several people, and you could look at their statistics, and you could look at their 24-inch python size.
Not Craig. No, not Craig.
He got bigger than he was, though, because he was a catcher. and then he moved to second base, but he was bigger. If you look at his body, he was bigger. And Jeff Bagwell was a monster. And he's like, oh, well, I was just all in the gym the whole offseason, and okay, yeah, all right, but your production went way up. And so anyway, I got really aggravated about steroids, and we've talked about steroids in baseball, and I think it saved baseball. I think it was good for the sport. I think it was awesome. But if you're going to keep Bonds out, if you're going to keep McGuire out, if you're going to keep those guys out of the Hall of Fame, then you better keep Bagwell out of the Hall of Fame. So I just said all that. I didn't know if you had heard me talk about it, but it was Monday. It was a Monday. And so it's like, man. But anyway, getting back to the Yankees, if they don't fix their problem, it's going to be bad because you thought with their record, they had the third easiest record going into the schedule after Judge got hurt. And then they went on a losing streak, and then they got swept by the Marlins, and now if they don't win today, they're going to be. They did. Yeah, they ended up winning. Okay, so the Yankees didn't get swept 2 series in a row. They won 3-2 still. Was that what it was? So they won 3-2 today. Judge had what? 1 hit, went 1 for 3, 1 for 4.
Yeah, three at bats, 1 hit.
Yep. So he went 1 for 3. So
1 walk, 1 K.
So that's 333 is your average from
1 for 6. Well, I'm saying yesterday.
Okay, but we'll just talk just what's today. 1 for 3 is 33.3%, right?
Yeah, 333.
And he's hitting 339 for the year, so it's right on.
That's right on where he's at. Yeah.
So you're saying disappointment, but this is his average
for today's game because he went 0 for 3 yesterday. No, I'm talking about the last 2 games. He went 1 for 6.
1 for 6
with 3 strikeouts,
which is 167.
Yeah, which is not him. So but you can't expect him to just come back and just tear the cover off the ball.
Some people do. It's amazing when they do that.
Sometimes that does happen, but I just with him, I'm just like, man, I hope he turns it around because. Let's just be real about sports in general. When the teams that are supposed to win, when the teams that are the big fan bases, when they're playing well, it's just like the Braves. They're not playing good. And so it stinks for our whole Braves fandom that we don't have a good product out there. I saw a video of one of the games the other day at Truist Park, and there was nobody there. And it's like, man, you want your team to win, and there's a whole fan base of Brave fans that are listening to us today that listen to the games just about every time at night, and they're having to listen to this team that's only scoring 1 to 2 runs a night and having a terrible opportunity to do anything. And then it's just like, man, but don't y'all agree with that the teams that are high profile, the teams that are, have the fan bases that are toxic or has the fan bases that are large, when they're not playing very well and when they're losing, it's bad for the sport.
Yeah, it's bad for the sport. When those teams are playing well, people talk about them and people recognize, and it's definitely good for the sport. The Braves, just golly, man, it's almost honestly hurting my feelings.
Yeah, it's terrible.
It really is terrible.
2-game losing streak. I mean, the only bright spot out of the whole group is that Eli White and Drake Baldwin are really like hitting the ball. They're the ones that are kind of like stepping up, which gives us hope for next year. But it's just like Ronald Acuna, he's hurt still, and Brian Snitker said yesterday that we're not going to bring him back until he's pain-free. And so, you never know how far or how long Acuna is going to be out. But the other guys just aren't doing it. And you got Austin Riley. He's still out, with his oblique injury that he had the other day when he went to tag Ella De La Cruz out at the home plate. Those type of things just doesn't help you. I still believe back before the All-Star break, we were talking about the Braves, and I thought for sure we were going to get rid of Ozuna while he still had a
some trade value.
Yeah. So and Ozzie Albies, I thought they'd get rid of him. I thought they'd get rid of Sean Murphy. Those are 3 players that had trade value before the break. And now, do they even have any value?
Were we going to try to get better, or were we chalking up the season if we trade them?
I think you chalk up the season, but if it happens, it happens, and try to get some pitching, because if you look at what they're doing nothing hasn't helped either. And I'm not a fortune teller, even though I kind of was, is that if they don't do something now, it's going to be downhill, and it's downhill fast. And that's exactly, we're on fire right now. I mean, we're headed to the trash receptacle.
Well, if you didn't dump your good players, you have a future.
But those 3 players are players that are expendable. I think you build on Baldwin. I think you build on Acuna. I think you build on Olsen. I think you build on Riley. Those 4 guys are your backbone of your team, and then you get rid of those expendable guys that still had value at the time before the All-Star break. Those guys aren't hitting very good now, and they've almost lost all their value, so now you're not going to even get some good middle relievers that you stack up for next year that you're hoping to maybe get a good middle reliever, or you get one good starter, or, because all of your pitchers, all 5 starting pitchers from the beginning of the season, from opening day, all are hurt. You got A.J. Smith-Schwaber, you got Grant, the other Grant guy, I forgot his name, but gosh, there's so many things that just is not going well for them, and then they lost out on it.
Grant Holmes,
yes. Yeah. So they lost out on it, and then before you know it, now we're looking at a terrible season. We don't have any players to expend to get somebody for them, and then now we're still doing the same thing we were doing before the All-Star break, but a little bit worse because you got people, Acuna's hurt and Riley's hurt. So, realistically, you don't have anything going on with the Braves right now, and it just stinks being a big-time fan. And that's what I was saying about having our whole fan base right now. We're just kind of like, we're looking all forward to college football. We're all looking forward to the NFL because the Braves are stinking. We don't have any hope for October. So, no, Jeff, I'm not going to talk about the Braves as much as I'm going to talk about the Yankees because there's a possibility the Yankees will play in October.
And he's so upset right now. Listen,
come on, man.
They're going to make the wild card. They're going to be ahead of the wild card.
Tigers, Brewers, Cubs. We could talk about real winners who are in first place, have some of the best records.
We do talk about them.
No, not like Yankees.
No, we don't, because Yankees are brand.
I come from a different background. You grew up in Mobile.
Yeah.
92, you probably remember 92 Alabama, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
They beat the Hurricanes. They're going for the repeat.
Yeah. Gino Torretta.
You come from a background of winning.
Yes.
Okay.
I like it.
You know how bad the Saints were when I was growing up?
Real bad. I remember.
Really bad.
Who dat with the trash bags on their head?
Brandon, you weren't even born yet.
93.
93. You see that?
Yeah.
Do you know when the Saints won their first playoff game?
I'm fixing to hear it.
2000. 2000.
I didn't know that.
They were around since, was it 67 or 69? 67 or 69 is their first year. Okay.
That had to be the longest drought at some point.
No, actually it wasn't.
Oh.
But actually, I think the Lions just broke theirs
they broke theirs
2 years ago, and that was a long one too. It was about 30 years. So we were 31, I think, maybe. I don't know. But anyway, it was so miserable. I mean, so many losing seasons after losing seasons.
But get back to how you're telling me I'm a winner.
Go ahead. No, you are a winner because you're accustomed to winning.
Okay.
But the problem is you have this catastrophic philosophy where your mind says, oh, my God, we're not going to the playoffs this year. The future looks horrible. I'm thinking next year, look, all these stars. They didn't even dump all their stars. Keep all the stars. Let the pitchers get healthy. Next year's going to be a great year. Braves going to the playoffs next year.
I believe it.
That's my futures prediction.
There we go. It's listed. And that's what
And you know what? The Yankees will probably still go to the playoffs next year, and I'll still be complaining about them.
That's probably the truth.
That we're talking about them.
Yeah, I know. Well, the thing is that we're going to keep talking about them. You haven't heard me talk about the Dodgers yet. I'll bring the Dodgers in too as well because I'm an Ohtani fan. I believe in them. I believe in what they're doing.
Guy.
Yeah,
more than Judge any day.
Yeah, well, I like them both.
Yeah.
But when we come back from the break, we're going to be dealing with a lot of things called NFL, and I'm so excited about that. We're going to be talking about some of the breaking news that just come across the line and some of the things that was last week. When we come back, you don't want to miss it. 104.3 ESPN, Northwest Florida.
Call or text him now on the Red 7T studio line. 850-215-6290. The next evolution in sports talk radio. We're back! On 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida. The Afternoon Underdogs.
Hello. Hi.
The only live afternoon show in Panama City where you can win fantastic prizes from amazing local businesses every day.
That's right.
4 to 6 weekdays. The Afternoon Underdogs.
It's mayhem.
ESPN Northwest Florida.
Good afternoon. This is Joanna on ESPN Northwest Florida with your forecast on this Wednesday. A mixture of some clouds and likely thunderstorms the rest of the day with a light breeze out of the west-southwest around 7 miles per hour and look for it to be 88. Tonight, there will be possible thunderstorms and partly cloudy skies with a temperature reaching 77. Partly sunny in the morning followed by likely thunderstorms tomorrow with a high of 85. This weather is brought to you by Earthworks of Northwest Florida. Thank you for tuning into ESPN Northwest Florida. Rely on it.
Lone Star Boil House and Sports Bar, where the locals go for the best boiled seafood around. Crawfish, shrimp, red royals, and everything crabs. Watch almost every sporting event in the country on their huge outdoor jumbotron. Follow them on Facebook to stay up to date on weekly events, live music, and food and beer specials. Lone Star Boil House and Sports Bar, your home away from home for sports, good times, and great food. The best boiled seafood. Lone Star Boil House and Sports Bar, 320 West 5th Street. Downtown Panama City.
Tired of boring merch and want your brand to stand out like the big names? Elevate your look with Red 7 Tees. They don't just print shirts, they create bold identities. They are a veteran-owned custom apparel shop providing the kind of detail that turns heads, using high-quality digital printing and embroidery to give you that unique style you love with no minimums or cookie-cutter designs. From small business to sports teams, if you've got a vision, they'll help you wear it proudly. Visit red7tees.com.
Now, we're live and local inside the CBC Construction Studios. Now back to the Afternoon Underdogs.
This 53-man roster is stupid.
Where it's halftime all the time.
Raise the rosters, you cheapskate owners, and get that done now.
The Afternoon Underdogs.
ESPN Northwest Florida.
And welcome back. You're listening to the Afternoon Underdogs with Paul Wilson here on 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida. You can call the Red 7Ts phone line, 850-215-6290. We've been talking a lot about Major League Baseball. We've been talking some Tennessee football, which we will be discussing the in-depthness of Tennessee after we talk some of this NFL talk. Guys, this NFL season is about to be going strong after we get through the preseason. But we do have some breaking news, some stuff that we want to talk about. You know, before we go into that, I want to share with you a good sponsor, AutoNation Ford in Panama City. If you're looking for a new vehicle, that's the place to go get it. If you don't want a new vehicle, maybe you want a used vehicle. They also have a used vehicle assortment of vehicles of all types. If you want a used vehicle, a truck, a car, a minivan, a SUV, a Jeep, any type of vehicle that is made, you go see those guys over there at AutoNation Ford in Panama City. They'll hook you right up. You know, guys, when we talk about the NFL, there's a name that when you say the name Sanders, you usually think of one Sanders, which is Shadur Sanders. But I want to talk about his brother. I want to talk about the undrafted brother named Shiloh Sanders, which plays safety for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. He had a free agent contract. You know, the thing about Shiloh is that he is one of those guys that, you know, he kind of took the back seat to his brother. He was one of the ones that didn't get drafted, didn't have the party, didn't have the diamond showing on his ring, on his wrist. But, you know, the thing is, you love that part, didn't you?
The watch.
You love the watch, right?
Yeah, I was disgusted by that.
So I could tell by the way you looked at me when I did it. I don't even have my watch on, but either way. So when you think about Shiloh, you know, it's looking pretty good for him. I mean, he's going to have to really work to make the 53-man roster. But, you know, if you look at him, they're talking really good about him. The thing that kind of shocks me the most, which he is older, he's not like an 18, 19, 20-year-old, you know, man. But they're saying his leadership is like really good, which is cool. I mean, go ahead.
He comes from a good family. I mean, his dad was the coach. His dad is I think you love him or you hate him. Mm-hmm. I think he's one of those characters. I think he means well. I think he comes off the wrong way, tad arrogant at times, but he speaks from experience. He's been there, done that kind of guy. and it believes in his sons. So. I don't know much about Shiloh, to be quite honest with you, because he did take that back seat to, I guess, his father and his brother. But I know the Sanders family. I know they work. I mean, you don't get to where you're at, where Dion got, where Schroeder's at, where Shiloh's at without work. And so, I mean, they sound like they got some work ethic. So
yeah, I mean, he's fourth on the depth chart. I'm not 100% sure of how many they're going to keep. But it wouldn't surprise me if he made the team. It wouldn't surprise me that if he didn't make the team and then somebody picked him up on a free agent contract, because
at least the practice squad.
Yeah, well, and you know how it is whenever you're in the preseason, you're going to have guys that don't do so well and they're going to cut them right after the game. I mean, they do that. Injuries as well. Yep, that's a good point. And when you look at it, he's probably going to get his shot. If he doesn't hook on with the Buccaneers, he probably will get another shot. And I could see him being one of those guys, like you said, talking about playing on the scout team, or you never know. He could get in there and make it, and that would be one of those success stories, I think, because he is so overshadowed by his brother. Nobody really talks about Shiloh Sanders.
Be a good 30 for 30.
Yeah, probably will be one day. I mean, they'll probably do it because, and I agree with you. I mean, Dion, love him, like him, hate him.
Mm-hmm.
He's there for his kids.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, he's there with them. He supports them.
He coaches them.
He pretty much told everybody in Colorado when Shedeur was there, if you're a quarterback and you want to start, you probably should go somewhere else because this is the quarterback right here. He's going to be the quarterback. I mean, that's what the deal was. And, I mean, I know people that kind of, turned him off a little bit, but at the end of the day, he's a dad. He's supporting his kid. I can't fault him for wanting his kids to go far. If it was me, I wouldn't do some of the things that he's done.
Agreed.
But, when you look at what he's done for his kids and because you got to remember, he was on ESPN coaching his son in high school, Shedeur, back when they used to allow the high school games to be on ESPN. He was one of the ones that was always there. And so with him being there, I don't know. It just when you see somebody for so long, I guess you kind of judge them in a way, and I think that's kind of what he's dealing with too. What do y'all think about that?
I never liked Dion. I didn't like him in college. There was a famous game that I was watching back in the late '80s. You okay?
That ain't me. That's it. That's the thing.
There was a play where he got burned, and then the next play he tipped the ball away so the guy couldn't catch the game-winning touchdown. And they're like, "Oh wow, he's so great." And I was like, "He just got burned the play before." And he just always had that arrogance and that smack talking, trash talking, and all that back even before the Hurricanes really were getting big, and he played, of course, for the Seminoles.
Yeah.
And I just never liked him. And in him being at the Falcons in the Saints division,
mm-hmm.
Yeah,
he was just a trash talker. And I was like, they're not doing anything. They win one playoff game and, and all the time that he was there. And then he went to the 49ers and went to the Cowboys. He's jumping to good teams.
Yeah.
I never did like it. And back then there was no word swagger.
Right.
Now he's taught his sons bad.
Swaggered.
No.
There was swaggered. There wasn't swagger,
yeah,
right?
Swaggered, yeah, but there was no swag. That word didn't exist.
He was in Louisiana, though. That's why I said that. Swagger.
Exactly.
Jimmy Swagger.
Actually, he was in Baton Rouge.
Yeah, he just passed away not too long ago.
Oh, he did?
Yeah, Jimmy Swagger did, yeah.
So then, so the swag word didn't exist, but he's taught his kids to be basically jerks.
Yeah.
I've never been a fan. And then when he went to Jackson State and they asked him about being a Seminole, and you know what he said, Brandon?
What did he say?
He said, I'm not a Florida State alumni. I went to HBCU because when he was in the pros, he got his degree at a small university in Alabama. Was it Tuskegee or I don't know where it was, but it was a small historically black university in the state of Alabama. And he's not owning that he went to Florida State and they gave him a chance to make it to the NFL. He was slighting Florida State.
Yeah.
And I did not like that either. I was like, and here's the funny part about it. To be alumni, you don't have to graduate. So if you went to University of Alabama, did not graduate college, you're still an alumni.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So the fact that he didn't graduate from Florida State and he's saying he's not an alumni? Oh, no. Actually, guess what? You attended classes there. You are an alumni.
Yeah.
You dummy.
By definition.
You have a college degree, and you do not know what the definition of an alumni is? I mean, come on, dude.
Yeah.
I'm not saying that you're any better if you have a college degree.
There's some deepness going on here. There's some deepness about Sanders. I didn't realize
resentment.
it.
I did not like the guy. And then he went to Colorado, and then, he's talking trash. You went 4-8 your first year. 4-8, man. Come on.
Yeah.
And then...
Yeah. Well, when we come back, we're going to have to take a break right here. At the top of the hour, we will get back into Jeff's disdainment for Deion Sanders. You're listening to 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
Call in now.
This is Touchstone Service.
The Red 70 studio line is open.
Demonstrate how to make a call with your dial telephone.
850-215-6290. You've read the headlines. You've seen the highlights.
Highway robbery!
But how about the unfiltered truth?
Steroid era, you can like it, love it, hate it, whatever. It's a baseball.
Since 2017, 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida has been the undisputed leader for sports coverage on the Panhandle. If it matters in sports, it matters to us, and it matters to you. 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
Good evening. This is Joanna on ESPN Northwest Florida with Wednesday's weather forecast. A possibility of thunderstorms and mostly clear skies tonight with a low near 77 and a wind 3 to 7 miles per hour. A chance of thunderstorms and some sun tomorrow morning, a light breeze and a temperature of 84. About the same in the afternoon and evening around 86 with possible thunderstorms and some clouds. Likely thunderstorms and moderate rain Friday and hot around 85. This forecast is brought to you by Ellis Agency Insurance. Thank you for tuning into ESPN Northwest Florida. Rely on it.
Looking for dependable civil construction in the Florida Panhandle? CBC Construction has you covered. From land clearing and drainage to roads and underground utilities, CBC delivers high-quality work on time and on budget. Locally owned and operated, CBC is trusted by schools, developers, and municipalities. To learn more, call CBC Construction 850-740-3815 or visit cbcconstruction.com. That's cbcconstruction.com.
With over 65 years of combined experience, Instant Replay Sports Cards is happy to help you take your collection to the next level. They carry all the new hobby boxes, signed memorabilia, and supplies. New and vintage cards and Pokemon. They sell and trade cards and are always looking to buy. They're an authorized source for Topps, Panini, Upper Deck, and Leaf cards. Instant Replay Sports Cards is open 7 days a week at 752 West 23rd Street, down from Academy Sports. It can always be reached at InstantReplaySportsCards.com.
GSX Lynn Haven, WVLQ Fort St. John. Powered by Panama City Toyota, ESPN Northwest Florida.
With some incredible starting pitching and a roster loaded with stars, don't ever count the Atlanta Braves out.
And he hits one to deep right field, streaking back towards the wall, and balls in the chop house. A two-run homer by Baldwin.
Tonight is a big National League battle for Matt Olson and the Braves as they square up against the Milwaukee Brewers at Truist Park.
Braves coverage begins at 6 o'clock for the pregame. 6:15 first pitch. Your home for the Braves on the Gulf Coast, ESPN Northwest Florida.
Broadcasting from the CBC Construction Studios. Are you thirsty?
Oh, yeah, baby. The Afternoon Underdogs. Hello.
Oh, hello. Call or text now.
Hello.
850-215-6290.
Is anyone there? ESPN Northwest Florida.
And welcome back. You're listening to the undisputed champion of sports radio, ESPN 104.3 Northwest Florida. It's 5 o'clock. It's 5:02. You're getting off from work. We appreciate you riding home with us. Call in, text in. The Red 70s phone line, 850-215-6290. We have been talking about the Sanders family here in the last segment. We didn't realize it, but that LSU Jeff, that Deion Sanders is just not one of your guys, as you told us earlier. Man, We looked at Sanders. We talked about Shiloh. Now we're going to dive into Shadur. When you look at what Shadur has been said, you know, what's crazy about this internet is that one day you'll read something that says, oh, man, he's pushing to be with the first team. And then the next day you'll see that they come out and say, oh, yeah, he's the fourth string. He's on the depth chart at number 4. And that's what he is right now, is on the depth chart of number 4 with the Browns. However, it's been breaking. Shadur Sanders will start tomorrow on their first preseason game. What do you guys think about that?
I mean, that's his opportunity. I mean, they were trying not to give him one.
You think so?
Being fourth?
Yeah.
They drafted Dylan Gabriel before that.
Yeah.
I mean, they were trying to make it incredibly tough for him. I think this is really his opportunity. Now, will he do it? I don't know.
Yeah.
But he has some stuff stacked up against him. I mean, he was one of the most sacked quarterbacks in college last season, with 52 sacks in 11 games. Now, is that his offensive line or is that him? Is that slow reads? Is that the ball in his hand? I don't know. I'm not a professional coach. I can just tell you what I see and what I can read. You know, 5th round pick though, nonetheless. I mean, that's just the facts. How many 5th round picks do you know that pan out at quarterback?
So
very little.
Very few.
You said one of the most sacked, but not the most sacked. But I will say this much. He didn't play the bowl game, and he didn't play conference championship. So that means he played 12 games at the most.
Yeah.
And that's not good.
And the thing is that is he one of those guys? You know, he took number 12. He took number 12 for one reason only, and that was because of Tom Brady, because he said he's going to be legendary in the NFL, and he took that number 12. And, you know, they're friends with the family of Tom Brady. You know, they're friends with him. And so with Shadur Sanders starting the first preseason game, what the Browns are saying, you show us why we should keep you. And so Shadur Sanders is a quarterback that is he is a polarizing figure. I mean, you can't have him on your bench and not have stories. We're talking about a 5th round pick right now.
Who's fourth on the depth chart.
Who's 4th on the depth chart. Nobody else is getting that kind of love. Nobody else is getting this kind of coverage. He's on everybody's talk show. He's on everybody's words. He's on everybody's lips. We're all talking about him. And now it's time to put the rubber to the road right here. This is your shot, Shadur Sanders. This is your shot. Are you going to put up or are you going to shut up? Dad can't be out there with you this time. This is it. This is the NFL. You're going to have to go out there and play and see what you can do. If he goes out there and blows it up and does awesome,
good or bad,
good or bad, we're going to be talking about it come Friday, come Monday, whatever day that their game is over. But when you look at what he's done so far, he's been marketable. He's done all the things that he's done. He's showing his wrist. And a part of that is because of his dad. I get it. It's because of Sanders' name. But he's definitely put the shirt on and wore it. Wouldn't you agree with that? He's wore the shirt. I mean, he's put everything into himself to put himself out there. There is no shy bones about it. He wants you to talk about him. He wants me to talk about him. He wants to be on the front page. He wants to be the starting quarterback, and now's his chance. And so who thinks he's going to make it?
I think it's a coin flip. You know, how smart is he? Is he actually learning the playbook? Is he actually studying? Is he just taking his confidence and saying, hey, I'm the best. I'm Deion's son. I'm going to go in here. And I just don't think you can do that.
Yeah.
I mean, there were rumors of those NFL interviews and reasons why he potentially slid to the 5th round.
Yeah.
You know, study habits and, you know, being a little bit of arrogant when asked about play calls and not having the answers and things of that nature. You know, did he take the 5th round draft as a humbling process and, you know, maybe change a couple of things to try to become successful? Is his athleticism there? Absolutely.
Yeah.
I mean, it's there, but is it here? Is it in his head?
Yeah. We'll see. And the thing is for him is that it seems like every single time that he gets knocked down, it's like he already has the answer. You know, with him getting drafted the 5th round, he said that was a part of the process. He knew we knew this was going to happen. But no, you didn't. You had this big place built, and you had all those people at your house. You thought you were going in the top, 5 picks.
You know what? I had a manager one time, a boss of me. He said, "Don't ever give me excuses. Give me results. Give me solutions."
Yeah.
And it's funny that we're talking about him because all it is marketing. It's just marketing, and I don't believe the hype. And I'll tell you somebody who is supposed to go before him and went after him, Quinn Ewers, and he's got playoff wins.
Yeah.
Longhorns won in the playoffs last year.
Yeah.
I'm just saying. They won 2 games in the playoffs.
Mm-hmm.
They lost 2 games all last year, and then both of them were to Georgia before, of course, the playoffs.
Right.
But I'm just saying that, we're talking about Sanders instead of Quinn Ewers,
Yeah.
I mean, that's marketing. That's all it is.
Yeah, it's marketing.
I don't believe it all.
But everybody...
And the Browns are not a good organization to even be at anyway. So even if you make the team in your 3rd string, maybe 2nd at the best, which I don't think is happening.
Yeah.
You're still on the Browns. They're last place team. Tell me another team in that division that can possibly take last place from the Browns. Lie to me.
Nobody.
Maybe Steelers. If Aaron Rodgers gets hurt or somebody else?
Not even close.
No, their defense is still good
never
enough.
had a losing season.
Yeah, their defense is still good
So
enough.
we're still talking about a last-place team that's not going to the playoffs.
We're talking about a last-place team who possibly is going to have a fifth-round quarterback. You know what I mean?
Be 3rd string.
But the thing is we're talking about
here.
Yeah, we're grabbing it. But you got to look at their quarterback room right now. You got Joe Flacco, healthy. Shadur Sanders, sore shoulder. Kenny Pickett, hamstring injury. Dylan Gabriel, tight hamstring. And then don't forget our guy that is still on the roster, Deshaun Watson. Torn Achilles.
And he's not even
playing. He's not even, I mean, he's just rehabbing still.
At $140 million or $150 million?
Yeah, guaranteed.
Guaranteed money.
Guaranteed.
Yeah. Yeah, so
wow.
So with that,
Kenny Pickett's out.
Yeah, he's out right now. Yeah.
No, I mean, I don't think he's going to make it.
I don't think he's going to make it.
I'm not saying anything about.
Well, let me tell you this: they said he was coming in to when the first part of the season started, when camp started, he was the guy. Like up until he got hurt, he still was going to be the guy.
He might have been the favorite.
Yeah, he was the guy that they were like, we know what we got in Joe Flacco. We believe in Kenny right now, as far as over those other guys. But yesterday, the Browns signed Tyler Huntley. Another quarterback.
Well, I just looked something up because I was so curious. I've seen the shirts. I know you're the quarterback list. Since 1999, the Cleveland Browns have had 40 starting quarterbacks.
Oh, yeah.
I mean,
26 years, 40 quarterbacks. That's more than 1.5 per year.
That have started.
Yeah.
That have started.
We're not even talking about just making the.
I mean, so historically, if you're asking, is Sanders going to be a starting quarterback and be successful with the Cleveland Browns? 40 other guys didn't.
Yeah.
So whether he's the anomaly or somebody to flip this curse, I mean, it's what it looks like. Then no, I don't think he'll pan out there. Now, would he maybe pan out somewhere else? Absolutely.
Yeah, could.
Right system,
Geno
right
Smith,
coach.
Geno
Smith.
I'm thinking of places where quarterbacks don't make it, Browns and Jets are almost hand in hand.
Yeah, they're right there.
And then, I mean, Geno Smith went over the Seahawks and did some results.
Yeah. Now, can y'all name some of those quarterbacks from those Brown draft picks?
Tim Couch. I'll just start with that because
Johnny
you're talking
Manziel.
about 1999, and he was a first-round pick.
Yeah,
he was a first pick.
Yeah,
and he was out of Kentucky. And he's highly touted.
Yep.
And that's the one that just blazed in my mind when he said that 1999.
Because he was a guy that was good. Like, he was good. He wasn't a what if or a possibility. He was a good quarterback. They just fumbled him.
Yeah.
I mean, they fumbled him for sure. Who'd you say, Johnny Manziel?
Manziel.
Who else? Can you name anybody else?
Wasn't there?
Yeah, Baker. I mean, that's
Baker
another
Mayfield.
notable
Baker
one.
Mayfield won a playoff game.
But Baker was successful there.
He was.
The playoff game.
For 1 year.
Playoff game,
playoff
is that what
I would say
success?
Yes, for the Browns, for sure. Yes.
I think they beat the Steelers in that playoff game.
I'm just saying, like, Baker Mayfield, all right? Brady Quinn. How about that? How about him?
Oh, let me tell you about Brady Quinn.
Going
Yeah,
back
I was
a
not a
little bit.
fan coming out of Notre Dame of Brady Quinn. And when they showed him in the draft room, and he slid down in the second round, I was enjoying myself.
Yeah.
And sad because I didn't like him at all.
Didn't like him.
And he's a pretty boy. And it's just, I was
Colt
like, this
McCoy.
guy's not going to do nothing. And he did nothing.
Colt McCoy from the Longhorns, Just didn't pan out.
I can't tell you. Colt McCoy, I feel kind of weird about him because when he played Alabama for the national championship game,
where he got hurt.
Nobody remembers that Texas Longhorns were leading when he went to the ground and the defensive guy crushed his shoulder onto the ground.
Darius.
Nobody remembers that the Texas Longhorns were leading at that time. Now, do I believe the Longhorns would have won that game? Heck no. Alabama was insanely good that year.
Yeah, they were good.
Was it 2012 or 2009?
I think it was
9 or 12.
I think it was. I don't know. I forgot.
It was 9 or 12. But anyway, Alabama was going to win that game regardless. But when he came out to save his possible NFL career, I felt a little sorry for him. Yeah. But I also felt like, he didn't even give it a try because he knew, his shoulder was quite messed up that day.
Well, you got to think, having Baker Mayfield there and winning, because they did go with Freddie Kitchens as a coach, that didn't pan out.
Yeah.
But Baker Mayfield, even like right now, he's a good quarterback. He's one of my favorite.
And not just with one team, because he was good with the Rams that one year.
Yeah.
He's good with the Bucs. He's good with the Rams. He had the one good year at the Steelers. With the Browns. This is a guy who could have panned out.
Yeah, that was probably the most, what am I trying to say? Most consistent, potential or consistent that the Browns have been. Looking here, he started 13 games in 18. He started all 16 in 19, started all 16 in 2020, then started 14 in 21. Then he started going through whatever. But you're talking about the last 2 years, 5 starting quarterbacks last year for the Browns, 4 the year before that. He did bring some consistency and stability to that organizational franchise for a couple of years.
Yeah, when you look at it, if you look at even if Shedeur Sanders, which kind of goes back to your point, if you look at Shedeur Sanders, even if he does turn out to be a decent quarterback, the Browns will somehow, some way figure a way to mess him up. Yeah.
Or not develop.
Regardless if he stays with the Browns or not, if he does stay with the Browns, that's almost a definite that he's going to be nothing. And then
this year, and Joe Flacco retires, and then next year he could be a second-string quarterback.
Yeah, but I'm just saying, if he stays with the Browns, he's not looking. There's not a up anyway, just because of the way it's looking. And I hate to say that for the Brown fans because they are another fan base that is really a good fan base. They love their teams. I remember when I was a young kid, they were one of the top teams. You had Ernest Biner and those guys over there playing against the Broncos. They played against the Chargers. All of them.
They were almost like the Cubs of football in the fact that they weren't winning a title.
They didn't win the title, but they were good. They always made the playoffs. They were always fighting Denver. They was always fighting a Dan Fouts-led Charger team. The Raiders, they always were fighting. They were in that division, Seattle. Yeah. All of those guys were playing each other back then in the 80s, which was before you were born. But I was a little kid. My dad was a big Redskin fan, and Raider fan, so we watched a lot of football. So
the Browns have, other than like Otto Graham, like way back in the 40s, they don't have a Hall of Fame quarterback.
No,
and their stat wise, their biggest quarterback of all time is Brian Sykes from 81. Yeah, 1981. That nobody remembers.
Nobody remembers. Everybody remembers Benny Testaverde.
Oh yeah,
when he played there.
Who was the other one? Bernie Kosar.
Bernie Kosar. Yeah, he was there. He was there during those years that we were talking about. Benny, then Bernie. Yeah, which both really successful quarterbacks out of Miami, but still they were.
Heartbreak is what I'm talking about. The Cubs had heartbreaks so many times, right? Well, the Browns had that 99-yard drive that Elway did on them.
Yeah,
and then they had another one where they were fumbled on the 1-yard line. And it was like, man, the Browns just can't get going in the playoffs.
So I read on some of the online stuff before today, and it said that the Panthers were going to play a lot of their ones on defense. So
and they're playing the Browns?
And they're playing the Browns. Okay. So Shadeur's going to see a realistic
last place team.
Well, what I'm saying, hold on, Jeff. I know you hate the Panthers.
No, I don't hate the Panthers. No.
Okay.
I feel sorry for the Panthers.
I feel sorry for them.
There's a difference.
Yeah, but so like when you see a starting defense is what I was getting at, though. When he's going to be playing against a starting defense, and then you got the Browns is going to be playing their second round team or their second string team.
Yeah.
He's going to be throwing to the 2s and the 3s. You know, if he goes out there and lights it up, then we'll hear Shedeur Sanders should be a starter for the rest of, this whole year.
Season.
Yeah. So, and so that's what we got to look forward to.
Or you could go 2 for 3 like DJ. Remember?
Yeah, DJ Ungalale went 2 for 3 with 25 yards the other night for the
Hall of Fame Bowl.
for the LA Chargers.
What did he do? Just hand the ball off all game?
Well, he only played for a quarter.
Yeah.
So they let Trey Lance play. He actually did really good to see whether or not he's going to be the guy.
He's been sitting and learning for how long now?
Yeah, he's about
49ers
4
and
years
then
into
the
it
Cowboys.
now, I think. 3 or 4 years now. Yeah. Yeah.
So that was the Chargers.
The
right?
Chargers and the Lions.
34-7.
Yeah, so it was a tough game. That was something else. But, at this point in these guys' lives, they have to figure out if they're going to be, okay with being a notebook holder. And
first time in their life, probably.
Yeah.
I mean, at some point, they were
they literally are going to school after college.
Yeah.
Isn't that kind of ironic? I mean, the playbook is like 12 times bigger than the college playbook.
It is. It's huge.
It's insane. And all the sayings that they have.
The verbiage.
The verbiage.
It's terrible.
I mean, these kids are going
smart.
to school.
You do.
Yeah, you have to study their playbook or you'll turn into Jamarcus Russell for sure, quickly. And that's the thing when you look at Shedeur Sanders, I don't believe, guys, that Shedeur Sanders can be a backup. I don't believe he'll be one of those guys. He's been so self-centered his whole life.
Yeah,
He's been the number one. He's been the number one guy his whole life, his whole career. I'm sure when he was playing Pop Warner football, if he was playing Pop Warner football, he was the star. He was the quarterback. He told the kids where to go. You know what I mean? Like, he was the guy. And as a backup quarterback in the NFL, you are supposed to be watching.
A rookie backup quarterback.
Yeah, you're supposed to be watching the defenses. You're supposed to be able to answer questions that quarterback's asking you. When they were doing this, when I did this, what did they do? What did the free safety do? What did the cornerbacks do? Where did they, what are they running right now? That's what has kept Mason, what's his name out of the Pittsburgh Steelers?
Rudolph.
Mason Rudolph. That's what's kept him being a backup for this whole time is because Ben Roethlisberger, I said this the other day in one of the shows, Ben Roethlisberger said, I want Mason Rudolph on this team forever because when I come off the field, when I ask him what they were in, when I ask him what happened, he's able to tell me because he was one of those guys that come to him with some smarts about the game. And I don't believe Shedeur Sanders doesn't not have the smarts. I think he's got the smarts. I think he can play. But I don't think he's going to be that guy because of his lifestyle, because he doesn't want to be a backup.
It'd be interesting to see. I mean, it'll be a preseason game I'm going to be ready to watch, to be honest with you. I mean, and whether that's their strategy or not to get people to tune into a preseason game, 6 to 1, half a dozen the other, I'll be watching. So we'll see what he's made of and see what he can do.
Jimmy Haslam was questioned not too long ago about was he his pick, and he said absolutely not, that the GM picked him.
I mean, he was the best available for X amount of time. I wasn't in the interviews and get to talk to him, so I don't know all of that. But I mean, talent wise, he definitely slid. So best available.
I think so. Well, we're going to go ahead and take our next break, and when we come back, we're going to talk about the quarterback that everybody had put all of their hope into, but he's struggling at camp. You're listening to 104.3 ESPN, Northwest Florida.
Reach out and smack someone. Call or text now. 850-215-6290. The Red 70s studio line.
Your attention, please.
ESPN Northwest Florida reminds you it's the law. It's the law. When there's a double red flag, stay out of the water, stick your toes in the sand, grab a cold drink, and listen to live sports.
Swung on, miss, strike 3.
On 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
Double play!
Good evening. This is Joanna on ESPN Northwest Florida with Wednesday's weather forecast. A possibility of thunderstorms and mostly clear skies tonight with a low near 77 and a wind 3 to 7 miles per hour. A chance of thunderstorms and some sun tomorrow morning, a light breeze and a temperature of 84. About the same in the afternoon and evening around 86 with possible thunderstorms and some clouds. Likely thunderstorms and moderate rain Friday and hot around 85. This forecast is brought to you by Ellis Agency Insurance. Thank you for tuning into ESPN Northwest Florida. Rely on it.
With over 65 years of combined experience, Instant Replay Sports Cards is happy to help you take your collection to the next level. They carry all the new hobby boxes, signed memorabilia, and supplies. New and vintage cards and Pokemon. They sell and trade cards and are always looking to buy. They're an authorized source for Topps, Panini, Upper Deck, and Leaf cards. Instant Replay Sports Cards is open 7 days a week at 752 West 23rd Street, down from Academy Sports. It can always be reached at InstantReplaySportsCards.com.
Is your restaurant looking a little tired from the long off season? Is your office a little offish? Start the new year off right by giving them a fresh start. Fresh Start Cleaning is now accepting new clients. Ask about their complimentary hood cleaning services. Fresh Start Cleaning. Get clean again with Fresh Start. Call 850-771-6917, 771-6917, and ask about their complimentary hood cleaning services.
Transmitting from the CBC Construction Studio. You're riding shotgun with the Afternoon Underdogs. We're going to need some gas money. The Afternoon Underdogs.
Fill her up, please.
On 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
Welcome back. You're listening to 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida, the Afternoon Underdogs with Paul Wilson. We are excited that you're here rolling down the road with us on your FM dial, or if you're watching us on Facebook, YouTube, or any of the other platforms that you use to choose to look at us, which is pretty good today. I mean, Jeff's looking all snazzy in his button up, and we've got the 30A polo. We got the 30A polo, and then we got the Walmart polo.
Oh my goodness.
Thanks a lot, Jeff.
Hey,
but anyway,
that's better than Walmart.
Yeah, it's not Walmart for sure. All right. So anyway,
we know your wife dresses you.
She dresses me way better than that. That's for sure. So when we left the break, we were talking about the NFL and we're talking about the quarterback position. There has been a team that has put all of their eggs in one basket, and that is the Minnesota Vikings with J.J. McCarthy. A championship, J.J. McCarthy won a championship with the University of Michigan Wolverines, whether they cheated or not. Yeah. But J.J., he's their guy. They got rid of Sam Darnold. You know, before that, they had Kirk Cousins. They were very successful. He's done a good job. The coach has done a good job there. McConnell's done good there for the Vikings. They've won some games. They've got possibly, if not the best wide receiver in the National Football League. He's number 2, Justin Jefferson. Their wide receiver number 2, Jordan Addison, a very good comparable wide receiver. They've got definite tools to work with to take the next step. But guys, the problem is J.J. McCarthy, from what I've been reading online about the camp, is that he's struggling. And he's not just struggling, normal struggle. He's struggling in the red zone, throwing a lot of picks, not throwing very many touchdowns when they get inside the 10, inside the 20-yard line. That breeds destruction in the NFL, especially in that side of the division. When you look at him, what do you think about when you see J.J. McCarthy? Do you think franchise quarterback, though?
Depends what your definition about a franchise quarterback is, because there's also system quarterbacks like Joe Flacco, who has 2 Super Bowl rings, right? Mm-hmm. And, I mean, he is a franchise quarterback. Is he an all-star, unbelievable, incredible Hall of Famer? Maybe not, but Joe Flacco has 2 rings.
Yeah, he does.
And he is a franchise quarterback. Is he spectacular? No. Can J.J. McCarthy possibly be something like that? I almost want to say maybe, but I'm also going to say the Vikings as an organization are one of the most winningest teams in the Super Bowl era.
Yeah. Yeah.
And they don't have any Super Bowl
to go along with it. Yeah, very
good. They've been to the Super Bowl 4 times.
Yeah, very good.
All 4 times.
Very good record.
Yeah, everybody looks at the Bills and says that, but nobody looks at the Vikings. And it's been a super long time, and they've had so much talent over all these years. and them going 13-4 last year or 14-3. I can't remember which.
Yeah,
I think it was 14-3.
Yeah,
they're the most likely team to lose more games than last year than any. You can't name another team in the whole entire league that's more likely to drop.
Yeah,
than the Vikings.
Kevin McConnell has done good, though. Mm-hmm. He's a good head coach.
Yes, he is.
He's an offensive mind. He works well with the quarterbacks. Sam Darnold, he basically, Sam Darnold should thank Kevin McConnell for him being able to go sign with Seattle for the money that he signed with.
He revived his career.
He is the guy.
Coming from one of those, quarterback death franchises.
Yeah. The Jets.
Yep.
Absolutely.
Yeah. He was able to hit his second team, get the right
So
coach.
now we've tapped on the whole thing about the Browns, and having quarterbacks go other places and maybe win. Now we're talking about Geno Smith, and now we're talking about Sam Darnold, two Jets quarterbacks that have gone over and done something. Chad Pennington in the past, same deal,
Yeah, that's true. And when you look at JJ, a lot of people online are giving him grief. And I know that there's Ohio State fans out there that hates JJ McCarthy because all they said he did for Michigan was hand the ball off to the right or hand the ball off to the left. And the thing is that with JJ, when you watch him, he doesn't wow you with his arm strength. He doesn't wow you with dropping dimes. He doesn't wow you with his footwork. He just plays the quarterback position. And I wasn't really a big fan of his coming through. Now, he went to IMG Academy, so he's been on the highest levels of all of his life. So playing high school at IMG, then going to the University of Michigan, and now starting quarterback for the Minnesota Vikings. He's very successful. He knows how to play the position, but does his arm talent, is he able to do the things that Kevin McConnell, has put him in to do? And it just doesn't seem like it. And I don't know. I'm not a big fan. I think that he's probably not going to be there within the 3 years because the Vikings want to win. And they don't want to just – I don't believe they just want to win games like what you're talking about. I think they want to win the Super Bowl. When you've got a wide receiver like Justin Jefferson that is playing – at his level, Justin Jefferson can take over a whole ball game. Yeah. And the thing is that they don't. How many more years has he got left? You know what I mean? Obviously, he's young, but he's 4 or 5 years from now. Is he going to be slowed down? Is he going to be able to? Is he going to have injuries? Is he going to? Things like that going to happen. He's got young guys like Dallas Turner on the defensive line that is turning into being a star. They're really good. They're really taking the next step. They went from Kirk Cousins to Sam Darnold, now J.J. McCarthy being their top draft pick. That's the whole reason why they got rid of Darnold, is to play J.J. McCarthy. And guys, McCarthy's not looking good at all. And when you look at it, they've got to have good quarterback play in that division.
He's struggling. Some would say sophomore slump, but he didn't even play last year.
Didn't play.
So it's kind of hard to say sophomore slump. It's kind of more like his first year, but he should have the playbook down. So throwing red zone interceptions, you're not reading defenses.
No.
There's something not clicking there. I read something where doing 11-on-11 full pads, they had one sequence where they got positive yards on offense. You're not instilling any confidence in your teammates on the offensive side about moving the ball.
No.
The defense.
I did.
And you know what? The Vikings have always had good defenses over all these years. It's crazy.
And they're still good. And they're going to be good. Brian Flores is a good defensive coordinator. Whether you like him or not for what he did to the Miami Dolphins or not, he still is a good coordinator.
Yeah, he's not making it easy for JJ either in practice. They're definitely trying to put him through the fire and see what he's got.
On our Red 7 phone line here, Michigan State Bruce says Jim Harbaugh just came out with the latest NFL innovation. It's a dual headset where he can hear both call at the same time, only available for the Chargers at this time. So, I can hear the sarcasm in your text there, Michigan State Bruce. I agree with you, though. When you look at they're going to have to, with that defense, they can score touchdowns and win ball games with that defense, and they can win ball games by kicking field goals. But you know what they can't do? They can't get down in the red zone and throw interceptions and win with that defense. You see?
I don't remember what his name was.
Michigan State Bruce.
Yeah, the Michigan State Spartan guy. He, I think what you're also forgetting about is who'd they let go? They let go of Kirk Cousins, who was a Michigan State quarterback.
Yeah.
And now they have a Michigan quarterback.
Yeah.
I'm just saying.
I didn't think about that. That's a good point. That is a very good point.
He probably does not like the fact that now the team that he used to probably cheer for, that's one of the better quarterbacks ever out of Michigan State. I remember Drew Stanton was pretty highly touted, a few years ago, but
yeah, Kirk Cousins probably the better one. Yeah, that's come through. Yeah,
probably safe to say.
Yeah, but, especially. Yeah,
but this is another thing that Bruce probably is not liking.
Yeah, Bruce, you're probably a little bit upset getting replaced about with that Michigan. I don't know.
They do hate each other.
Yeah,
Michigan State.
I mean, it could be worse. It could be an Ohio State quarterback being the quarterback. I mean, you definitely hate that. We would all hate that.
And we know, we were talking about that yesterday about the Alabama and Georgia guys on the same team in the NFL.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm sure there's probably some Ohio State guys out there playing with Michigan guys.
Oh, they definitely are, for sure.
Yeah.
It's probably not great, I would assume.
Yeah, no.
The thing is that, when you look at what the Vikings did last year, and surprisingly, and to build on it. But here's the problem. Now, Jordan Addison suspended for the first 3 games due to violating the drug policy of the NFL. So now not only are they having trouble with JJ, now they're having trouble with being able to who you're going to throw it to. So, I mean, because Addison done good. He come out of USC. He was definitely one of those guys that is a burner. I mean, he could get it. If he gets it in the flats,
take the top off the defense.
he can take it. Yeah, so, I mean, you double team Justin Jefferson if you want to, but Jordan Addison sometimes he requires the double team as well. So, I mean, I don't know.
So their schedule, they beat the Falcons and the Giants and maybe beat the Bears twice.
Yeah.
And then you're kind of wondering, they played the Seahawks.
Okay, Michigan State Bruce here on the Red 17's phone line. Here we go. Here goes another one. I have never cheered for the Vikings. I am a Lions fan for life.
You know what? I respect Bruce more now. You know why? Because, I mean, the Lions are similar in the Saints that, it's some lean years, man.
Yeah, there's some bad years, and you hung in there.
And we hung in there, and we always said
lean. I mean, they were the worst for that franchise.
Look, let's not trash too much. They had that one.
I mean,
really,
look at them
really
now.
bad
I mean, they're
year.
great.
They are good
now. They had some
turnaround.
But
I respect the Lions fans because, I mean, to go through all those years and hang on and then still be like a spirited Lions fan. Heck yeah. And you know what? I was cheering for them because, obviously the Saints weren't in the playoffs and the Dolphins weren't in the playoffs last year.
Yeah.
That was one of those teams I was pulling for was the Lions. And, of course, the Commanders because they have Jaden Daniels because he's the LSU guy.
Yeah.
But, that was my 2 teams over on that side, on the NFC side. I don't think the Vikings – I almost want to say they're not going to make the playoffs.
I mean, what do you do when the top paid guy on the team isn't getting the ball?
Yeah.
The quarterback can't get it to him or is forcing it to him because he feels like he has to because he's making $40 million a year.
Well, at least they don't have the problems that the Bengals have where they just don't pay players. Well, it's not that they don't pay players, it's that the players with years left on their contract want to renegotiate.
Yeah.
Where the Vikings don't have that toxicity what the Bengals do. And I'm making that analogy because of Justin Jefferson and Jamar Chase playing college ball together and still being friends.
Yeah.
And being the number 1 and number 2 receivers in the league according to yardage, not passing TDs, I don't believe, or receiving TDs, but they're number 1 and number 2 in yardage.
Yeah, I think you could definitely argue them being number 1 and number 2.
Yeah, I would say Chase over Jefferson just because of every time the ball would break down or the anything would break down for the Bengals. You watch who's he going to throw the ball to. He's going to throw the ball to Chase. He's going to throw the ball to number 1. And, I know this is going to be probably something that upsets some people. Joe Burrow went to Ohio State, so I don't like him. He beat my Alabama Crimson Tide at LSU. I don't like him. Can I say it one more time just for 3 times? I don't like Joe Burrow. And so they talk about how great Joe Burrow is, but, man, he would not be the player that he is without Jamar Chase. That's just my personal opinion because sometimes the ball is not where it's supposed to be. be, and Jamar Chase makes a play. And that, to me, is why, Jamar Chase is wide receiver number one.
But he also had Justin Jefferson.
He did.
And then his tight end was Thaddeus Moss, which is Randy Moss's son.
Who didn't do anything, but still, I get it. He was good. Now, we're going to talk about the wide receiver. Now we got to go to the Jaguars real quick. There's breaking news for him. You got to think Travis Hunter is now listed on the depth chart as cornerback 4, but wide receiver 2. So Travis Hunter is now going to be your first player, looking like he's going to play both sides of the football for the Jaguars.
Cornerbacks, there's only 2 on the field.
No,
there's
saying
2 safeties and 2 cornerbacks.
I understand.
If you're 4, you're
4 for now.
On the bench most of the time.
4 for now. 4 for now. Because Liam Cohen, head coach, he said it would not surprise me if Travis Hunter isn't the offensive rookie of the year and the defensive rookie of the year. Come on.
No, it's not happening.
What?
He's gassing him up.
What?
I mean,
come on.
No.
Y'all not buying the Travis Hunter train? Let's go. He's going to turn Jaguars around.
I said
no
that
single player is going to be able to do that for that franchise.
He would not take 70% of the snaps.
Yeah.
And I'm going to stick with that.
Yeah, he's been taking a pretty good I was surprised. Were you more shocked that he was wide receiver number 2 or cornerback 4? I was shocked. I'll go first. I was shocked that there was cornerback 4. I was thinking he was going to be 2, possibly 3, just because maybe learning, how to do this or that. But
who would be wide receiver 1? Is that Brian Thomas?
Yes, Brian Thomas. Yeah. Yeah, he's definitely.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, he's LSU guy. Yeah. I mean,
y'all have some wide receivers over there. I'll give you that.
We're not DBU
wide receiver
anymore.
fast.
No. Used to be DBU.
Yeah, now you're
anymore.
Close. Yeah, I'd say you're wide receiver now. Yeah. But either way, we're getting off of that. Let's talk about Travis Hunter.
I mean, what's more surprising? I think they equally surprising.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would have thought he would definitely be. Yeah, I thought he would be 3 on the cornerback list, not 4.
Yeah.
And then a wide receiver. Yeah, maybe I am more surprised that he's number 2, wide receiver.
Yeah. Well, I think, too, when you look at it, Travis Hunter being one of those guys that is going to turn the tide for the Jaguars. I believe he'll bring just as much excitement as what Shadur Sanders has done as far as, bringing attention to the team. Obviously, he was a Heisman Trophy winner, but the fact of the matter is that he's going to play the ball on both sides of the ball.
It's almost like drafting 2 players. I mean, no one person can turn around, but if he plays offense and defense and he's able to make an impact on, 66% of the game.
I figured he was going to be a cornerback for the most part of the game, and then they would throw in a little package.
Some specialty packages.
Do you think it's gaslighting, though? Do you think they're kind of trying to mess with us a little bit and say, oh, yeah, wide receiver 2, but he's really not wide receiver 2, and that cornerback 4, he's really 3 or 2 on the cornerback side of it? Because he's been a cornerback for the whole time. He really didn't catch a bunch of passes over even in Colorado or even at Jackson State. So, I mean, realistically, it just kind of shocks me. Now, Liam Cohen is the guy that's from the Sean McVay's coaching tree. He was the offensive coordinator for the Rams. He was offensive coordinator with Baker down there with Tampa Bay. He was offensive coordinator when Will Levis was at Kentucky, and they did so well. He should thank Will Levis should thank Liam Cohen for his contract, for him being rich, because he made him the quarterback that he was at Kentucky and got him drafted and got him some NFL playing time. So Liam Cohen is one of those guys, man, that he's offensive minded. Will it work? I don't know, but with having somebody like Travis Hunter, I mean, it's definitely going to be exciting. Now, I don't know if everybody knows this or not, but ESPN Northwest Florida will be giving away Jacksonville Jaguars tickets coming soon. So stay locked in. If you want to go see Travis Hunter play one side or the other side of the ball, just stay tuned in. We're going to be telling you how to do that. Some lucky fan's going to get some tickets to go see the Jacksonville Jaguars, which is going to be pretty cool because it's going to be awesome down there in Duval that has the pool. I think you're the one that's speaking against the Jaguars, right? You didn't think they were going to do anything this year. You had said something about, I don't know what you said, but you said something about them. Remember, because I said that they have the pool. They had the pool at the stadium, and you're like, yeah, it's whatever.
Yeah, well, I mean, the Jaguars aren't going to the playoffs, if that's what you're asking. Actually, you're the one. Wait, I do remember this much, though. When you were talking about sunshine.
Oh, yeah.
Trevor Lawrence.
Trevor Lawrence.
You were
being
knocking
better.
on Travis. I was the one saying Trevor Lawrence is
good.
right up there with
Justin Herbert.
Yeah, Justin Herbert.
Yeah, I said Justin Herbert was better.
On him. Yeah. No.
They're not going to go in the playoffs.
Sure.
I agree with you.
Yeah, sure. I say they're not going to the playoffs, but is that me really, really trashing the team? They're a third-place team from last year that almost could have finished in last if they just not beat the Titans. You know? I mean, we're talking about a team that's not on the verge of making the playoffs. They're not making it this year. But next year,
depending on their picks, if it is a free agent.
Yeah, free agents, good draft. I don't want to say easy schedule, but that division. Look, there's a joke. Let me tell you what's crazy that these Colts fans, because that's in that division.
Yeah.
The Colts have more AFC East championships, have won that division, the East, okay, than the Jets. The Colts haven't been to the AFC East since 2002.
Wow.
You want to talk about Colts fans being toxic? I mean, that's pretty funny and pretty enlightening. But, I mean, and Colts fans, they talk every year, and they finish in second in that division almost every year.
When I think of toxic fans, though, I don't think of Indianapolis, though. No. Ever since Peyton left, I don't feel like they've had the dog in the hunt, so they just kind of played nice.
You have to check. Over the last 2 years, the Colts fans have been talking about how they're going to win the division, and it's like, no, man, the Houston Texans they're on top right now.
Yeah.
And then, I'm actually surprised that C.J. Stroud is so good.
Yeah, he's done good. But when we come back, we're going to discuss a lot more of this, and then we do have an inside look at the Tennessee Volunteer football team. You're listening to 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
Taking your hot takes, rants, and takedowns. Let's hear it on the Red 7T studio line. 850-215-6290. Keep the game going with ESPN Northwest Florida. Just because you get out of the car doesn't mean the Sports Talk and Live play-by-play have to end. Just say, hey, Alexa, open ESPN Northwest Florida. From Michigan Avenue to the man cave, from the car to the kitchen, we've got you covered. Keep the game going. Hey, Alexa, open ESPN Northwest Florida.
Looking for dependable civil construction in the Florida Panhandle? CBC Construction has you covered. From land clearing and drainage to roads and underground utilities, CBC delivers high-quality work on time and on budget. Locally owned and operated, CBC is trusted by schools, developers, and municipalities. To learn more, call CBC Construction 850-740-3815 or visit cbcconstruction.com. That's cbcconstruction.com. Tired of boring merch and want your brand to stand out like the big names? Elevate your look with Red 7 Tees. They don't just print shirts, they create bold identities. They are a veteran-owned custom apparel shop providing the kind of detail that turns heads, using high-quality digital printing and embroidery to give you that unique style you love with no minimums or cookie-cutter designs. From small business to sports teams, if you've got a vision, they'll help you wear it proudly. Visit red7tees.com.
College football is almost here, and you can watch it all. Introducing Scorpion TV. Over 5,000 live streaming channels. Catch every game of the season with over 100 sports networks, including ESPN, ESPN Plus, the NFL Network, and Red Zone. Even pay-per-view events. Watch 400 local network channels from Panama City and most major markets. Fox, ABC, CBS, and NBC. Just $45 a month with our promo code ESPNNW. Go to ESPNPC.com and click the Scorpion TV logo.
You found us inside the CBC Construction Studios. God, guns, and wrestling. It's the Afternoon Underdogs on ESPN Northwest Florida.
And welcome back. You're listening to the Afternoon Underdogs with Paul Wilson. So good to have you listening from whatever platform you're listening to. We are live here in the CBC Construction Studio.
know what? This song is less irritating than Dixie Deland Delight.
I like when we play that in Neyland.
Good old Rocky Top. Oh, man. We got Brandon in here dancing to this great song that his Tennessee Volunteers love to play and love to play a lot. We're so thankful that Brandon's going to be joining us every Wednesday here on the Afternoon Underdogs. And today he's going to give us the what's going on with the Volunteers. You know, because everybody talked about the Volunteers before the season really got started because Nico, I'm going to leave you, has left the building and went to UCLA. And so now the talk of the town, really, I don't know, is it the big story about Nico leaving and what the Volunteers have left, or is it what's coming up next for Coach Heupel and them Tennessee Orange Volunteers? Brandon, what you got for us?
Man, there's a lot of exciting things to look forward to this season, especially for Tennessee. I mean, we finished 10-3 last year.
Yeah,
one of the better finishes we've had in the last 20 years. I mean, honestly, 6-2 in the SEC. I think that was tied for second in the East. We finished 9th in the AP poll, which, I mean, as a Tennessee fan, knowing what we've gone through the last several years, generously saying that's extremely exciting. Preseason 18 opening up. I think that has a lot to do with Nico leaving.
Yeah.
He was the number one recruit coming out. I couldn't tell you what year, but a couple of years ago, he was the number 1. He's like 6'5", 6'6". He's a volleyball player from Southern California. I mean, he can jump, he can run. He's an athletic kid.
Yeah.
Obviously, that was one of our big off-season distractions, whether it be about the money, about the family, about the recruits. I mean, he went to UCLA making less money, less explosive offense, less recruits. Hopefully it is about the family because he definitely didn't, I don't think, bettered himself as far as surrounding himself with better people, more talent, things of that nature. So we're starting out 18th. A couple other off-season distractions. Boo Carter. I think just a little bit of selfishness come over on him, wanting more money. He ended up coming and asked the team to want it back. He actually just suited up full pads the other day.
So he's back.
He's back practicing with the team. So that's good. I mean, he was an outstanding freshman talent last year.
Yeah, he played really good. Now, everybody wants to know, obviously, you got QB1. Basically just swap QBs, really, because Nico went to UCLA and y'all got the UCLA quarterback, which
Joey
was
Aguilar.
Joey Aguilar, yeah.
Senior transfer. Man, it's worked out for some other teams in the past, getting that transfer in, experienced guy. It's a bridge quarterback. He's a senior. Whether he makes it to the NFL or not, he's a bridge quarterback.
Don't they have a good freshman in there?
His name is George McIntyre. He was one of top recruits. He's a freshman. We have another one, Brandon Fazio, I do believe. He's a down south, the number 1 dual threat quarterback coming out next year. Is committed to Tennessee. So we've got some talent lined up. Just having to have what I call a bridge quarterback. Joey Aguilar.
You got to depend on having those guys in the wings like that, though. You got to depend on Heupel to keep that money flowing, keep them committed, because that's what Kirby said. Kirby said you got to pay them to stay committed now. And so the thing is that with Tennessee, just like every other SEC team, you've got to have a good quarterback. You've got to be able to move the ball. You can't just be one of those teams that has to rely on one dimension, whether it be running the ball or whether it's, doing something, throwing it to one person necessarily. But when you look at Tennessee, did you believe when you saw the coaches poll come out that they were too high, or did you think they were too low?
I don't ever like starting too high anyway. I mean, leave us at 18. Let us prove ourselves. Let us work ourselves up. I mean, hearing from the Alabama and the LSU guys, Tennessee 7, now they're 15. They were, people thought too highly. I would rather start at the top, which would be the higher ranking, and kind of work our way in. Let's prove it. I mean, I think we have Georgia 3rd game of the year.
Yes,
so let's find out. You know, I do like
That's
those.
early.
That's very early. Last year, I think it's usually in November, but it's third game of the year this year.
And it doesn't matter anymore.
It doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter. You can lose a game. You can lose those games early like that. It just really depends on how.
Especially
because they
early
used to lose to Florida in that slot.
Shots
True
fired.
story.
Shots fired.
All right. Yeah. No,
Wait, but let me ask you, after the Georgia and Alabama game, is that are y'all even playing? Y'all playing Florida?
Yes.
Yeah. Y'all beat them by like 10 or 11 last year.
We haven't won
7.
in Gainesville in 20 years.
Ooh,
now we beat them like Alabama. We have beat them the last 2 times. We played them at home. We just can't get it in Ben Griffin. I don't know what it is down there.
It's the swamp, man.
Something about the swamp. We were just not able to.
Yeah, that was
win.
2 years ago. 2 years ago, I went down to Gainesville, and I went down for the tailgate in Gainesville. And they were playing Tennessee that day, and Tennessee was supposed to win that game.
Yeah, we were.
And y'all did not. And I was shocked because I thought Tennessee was totally going to win that game.
Yeah, I mean, Tennessee looked good, especially then. But
so who do you think, if y'all lose to, let's just hypothetically say you lose to Georgia and Alabama, do you see another game? What's the third game on that schedule? Because you're not playing
Oklahoma.
Texas. Oklahoma.
It's at home.
Don't y'all have Notre Dame this year?
No.
No?
We do not have Notre Dame. Let me pull this up real quick.
So if you're sliding Florida for Oklahoma, I'm just
we
thinking about
played
this.
Oklahoma last year. Played them.
Yeah, you do play
Oklahoma,
Oklahoma, but I'm just saying you're giving more respect to Oklahoma than Florida. And the only thing I could say about Oklahoma last year is they beat Alabama. And that's it.
Yeah, I would give that edge to Florida, considering we haven't beat them the last few years. I mean, they started out disasters last year. If it wasn't for DJ Lagway last year for them solely, Florida is in. Yeah. I mean, what did they?
So you're feeling a 10-2 just like last year.
Something like that, probably.
Who was y'all's
9-3?
So, no, you lost to Georgia. Who was your other loss last year?
You lost to Ohio State.
And Arkansas. Arkansas was the ball we dropped. That was the one that hurt us the most.
Yeah, that was.
I do remember that.
The previous year was the year that Hendon got hurt in South Carolina, and we lost to South Carolina last game of the year.
And you know what? When that game went down, I had been saying that there's going to be a 3-loss team in the playoffs, and when that game happened, I said, "Oh my God, this is almost a cinch now." I mean, everybody's knocking each other off.
Yeah,
and all middle part, and then Alabama lost to Vandy after that, and I was like, "Wow, this is crazy." Last year was so exciting of a year.
They were shoe-ins. Yeah, before the Vandy game, everybody knew Alabama was going to the playoff.
Because they beat Georgia.
Because they beat Georgia. Yeah.
Handily. I mean, they had a big lead. They kind of got smaller lead, but still.
Speaking of Vandy, Diego has been in the news recently talking about how that they're going to beat Tennessee and that they should be put on notice that they're not the only team in Tennessee. And so they're trying to put their stamp that, they're rivals now. That Tennessee and Vandy is a rival. And that's just that's what they're trying to say. And that's not just a fan. That's their starting quarterback.
But he's delusional too.
Yeah, but they were laughing. The Volunteers, I saw.
We own the state.
They were
when Vanderbilt can put more of their fans in their stadium than we can put in their stadium when we play them, then they'll have something to say. But it's pretty apparent who runs that state.
Yeah,
look at our record. Look at the fans.
It is. But you have to give it to the coach. I believe the coach is a good coach. I believe he's doing a good thing. I mean, obviously, as bad as I hate to say it, they beat Alabama last year. That was huge for the program. And I mean, they do have some good recruits coming in. They did get some people out of the portal, and they do have a returning quarterback. The thing about having a returning quarterback is that you're more likely to do better than if you have somebody brand new. And so that's the thing. That's what you look at. So are they going to be a team that gives Tennessee some trouble at the end of the season, depending on what kind of year they had? That's what you got to know.
I really think it depends on what kind of year we have. Are we in it? Are we in the hunt for the playoff, or have we lost that 1 or 2 extra games other than what we're supposed to, and everybody's not in it? Things of that nature. We've dropped a game or two to Vanderbilt at the end of the year because it hasn't mattered.
Yeah,
Arkansas, it just hasn't mattered.
Arkansas, Kentucky, UAB's on your schedule. I mean, those are shoe-in wins.
Yeah, I'll be at the Tennessee-Syracuse game, home opener, in Mercedes-Benz Stadium, August 30th.
You said Syracuse?
Syracuse.
Okay, let me tell you about Syracuse.
A lot of orange there.
A lot of orange.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. Syracuse is not going to be the team that they were last year. Yeah, they lost their quarterback. They came from Ohio State.
Yeah.
They're not going to be the same. Decent coaching, not going to beat you.
Yeah, I could only see, honestly, looking over that schedule, I could only see Georgia giving you trouble, obviously Alabama.
And historically going to Florida.
And then Florida. And so
you go 9-3.
9-3.
I'll say it again right now. There's going to be there's going to be a 3-loss team. I'm sorry, not a 9-3, but a 3-loss team in the playoffs this upcoming year.
And you could only hope that either Alabama, Georgia, or Florida has a terrible year, and whether you slip up, that way they don't have the head-to-head over you as far as for the committee to select them to get the bid over you is where I'm going with that.
That'd
one.
be nice.
You know what I mean?
They're getting ready to expand these playoffs too.
Or they will. Or they all are like 0 and 1 loss teams. And they're in, and then your strength of schedule looks golden.
It does. It matters how you lose, too.
It does matter how you lose, as long as you don't do something like that.
Which was the weirdest scenario at Alabama last year, because you beating Georgia.
Yeah,
and
that's true.
The lesser teams, weird.
That's going to do it for us, guys. We have had a great day. Don't forget, like, share, comment on our Facebook page, YouTube, whatever other platforms you do. You've been listening to 104.3 ESPN, the Afternoon Underdogs with Paul Wilson. We'll see you tomorrow as we talk more about college and NFL football.
Only 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida could bring sports fans like you and App this powerful. The sports content you crave is always